Welcome out to the shop today. We're doing hard drive stuff. Well, it's more of a PSA. Let me tell you something. That is a whole lot of hard drives. And I might have shown you guys this before, but what you got to take away from this is they hold data. And even if your computer is broken, don't just throw it out by the street. Let me tell you why. This right here is why. This hard drive came from a computer that was chucked out by the curb. No longer needed. Didn't power up. Guy probably didn't even know that the data was still there. And let me tell you, people like me, most of the time, just chuck it. But every now and then, we'll pull one. We'll plug it in. We'll see what we can find out. And sometimes, it's really, really embarrassing. And I think you can guess that when I say embarrassing, I don't necessarily mean that picture from vacation in 1997 where you were picking a wedgie and somebody snapped a picture of it and you were careful not to upload it to the internet, but you left it on your hard drive anyway. No, I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about that folder on the desktop named New Folder that has another new folder in it. It's also called New Folder. You think you're clever, but you're not clever. It's embarrassing. But friends, those types of things are embarrassing. And the contents of that new folder that isn't empty is also embarrassing. But that's okay. Just take a little bit of caution. This one right here happens to have this gentleman's bank information on it. I have his social security number, the social security number of his family, his bank, and his common passwords that he used to log into his bank. So with this piece of information right here, not only did I know that he was addicted to porn, I also know what his bank is and how to get his money. And that took me 17 minutes. And I wouldn't have stuck around that long if it wasn't for New Folder. I should clarify, I wasn't sticking around for the contents of New Folder. I was sticking around to make sure that there wasn't anything illegal going on there. There's a few things that piss me off more than certain types of illegal activity, and that is one of them. More importantly, I plugged it in, and the reason that I plug these things in is to make sure that there's not something that individual might want back. But wedding photos, vacation photos, even if it is the wedgie, maybe they want them back. So if I can grab some personal information and return the data to them, I try to do that, especially when it's but it's a dead computer that I grabbed off the side of the road. This particular one was grabbed off the side of the road because the trash people wouldn't take it, and I know they won't, and I recycle, so grab it. So, what should you do when you have an old dead computer that you don't want your embarrassing information found on? Well, I'll tell you. Take the thing that looks like this out of it. Put it on the ground like this. Grab something like this. Stick it to it like that. And just go brap, brap, all right? So we're gonna do that. So that takes care of this for this guy. I don't see any need to return anything that I found on this to him. And, oh well, that's fine. I have done that for each and every one of those that's in there. And if you've ever given me an old computer, don't worry, unless you asked for it. If I know who it is, and I know that they didn't ask me for data, I don't go snooping through your stuff. So, just so you know. But I will say, regardless of who you're going to give your old dead computers to or what you're going to do, don't chuck them out by the road with data on them still. Pull that hard drive out before you dispose of them, however you dispose of them. Don't trust people outside of you because it's not safe. And just because you have it on your hard drive there, it doesn't mean Don't store your passwords in a text file. Don't store your bank information in a text file. Don't store your bank information. If you want to store something like that, encrypt it. Get a vault or something. And if you don't know how to do that, ask somebody who does. Because storing it in there in plain text, bad idea. If a hacker had gotten into this machine, if this guy downloaded something that scanned his machine, his bank information would have been 100% compromised, including his identity and all that information. The embarrassing stuff, yeah.